And look at these little beauties. So this is Grace. Is this Grace? This is Angel. And this one over here sleeping a little bit is Gracie. Grace?
Grace.
Is Grace. Are these beauties or what? we are loving our jobs today. I love my job whenever I can talk about great animals, great doggies, and of course, great people behind them. Joining us now is David Fry, who's actually, we recognize you, right? Because you've been doing the dog show, hosting the dog show for so many years.
I'm the dog guy. It's an
You're the dog
amazing
guy.
thing that happened in my life 25 years ago, and I've never stopped thanking my dogs for letting me be the guy on the other end of the leash.
You've got all the lines. He's got all the doggy lover lines. So you also, though, are an author. You also are a therapy dog believer.
We founded a charity with the Westminster Kennel Club called Angel on a Leash, and it's now an independent charity of which I'm the founder and president. And we create therapy dog programs and administer programs in different healthcare facilities around the country.
Which is pretty amazing.
And my own dogs and I visit, for example, we visited the Ronald McDonald House in New York City. We'd visit here if we lived in Philadelphia. I'm sure that Susan would have us. And we go to the VA hospital there, and we go to Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York City. So we get a lot of good work done. I'm very proud of them.
What's amazing is, have your dogs met the little Abner and Stella? Have they met before?
In spirit, yes.
Okay.
But this is the first face-to-face for all of them. And, that's part of the thing. Our dogs have to be very tolerant of situations and noises. And
speaking of noises, did you hear that?
heard
I said
that.
Stella and little Abner, and they shook like, yeah, you're talking about us.
They looked up. Well,
they did.
Grace did a little shout out during the previous segment too. So wanted Vivian to come over and play, but.
They're performers.
They are performers. They love what they do, and they love their kids, and they love their seniors, and the people that in need that they visit every day.
About how often are they visiting?
Well, once or twice a week. We try not to max them out. We don't want them to burn out, and I limit them to an hour during their visits, unless there's something that really special happens. But I want the dogs to always be excited about going and not being dragged around, and they do that. And Abner and Stella, you see it in them, you see it in Vivian, the spirit that they have, the things that they do for people. And we're seeing pictures up there now of Angel and Grace in action. They're at the Ronald McDonald House in New York.
And you think about, oh, look at this.
That's the VA hospital in New York City.
And so whether it's our veterans or children battling cancer, people of all different walks of life, I always say it does put life in perspective, but it just shows you how there is this amazing energy and connection.
It really does. A dog walks into the room and the energy changes. Yeah. You could feel it here when we walked into this building today, and when we walk into a building, the energy changes. People smile that haven't been smiling for a while.
Yeah.
They talk when maybe they haven't had much to talk about, and we just do things to get their mind off their challenges. And they're interacting with the dog. Anybody who has a dog knows that when you interact with a dog, you feel better. And the science is telling us it's because it lowers your blood pressure, lowers your heart rate, lowers your respiratory rate, and just generally makes you feel better.
And how often, Susan, do therapy dogs come into Ronald McDonald House in Philadelphia? Or the two that are in Philly, I should say.
Sure. So we have two houses, and at each house we have therapy dog owners coming in at least twice a week, and some weeks more.
Okay.
And it's multiple dogs a night, so that families are meeting, similar to Grace and Angel, they're meeting one or two dogs each night that they're coming in.
What is your favorite part of, and I know you said you love your job, but what is your favorite part of being a therapy dog owner, Steve?
Well,
or David, I'm sorry, we had two
okay.
Steves prior. Sorry about that.
Today. I think it's just being able to get a smile and a reaction. I think Susan hears it all the time, but for us to bring the dogs in, and Steve hears it too, and hear somebody say, that's the first time she's smiled all week. Or to get them to maybe take a step when the therapist says to you, you just got her to do in 5 minutes what I've been trying to get her to do all week. Take a step. Steve works in physical therapy, so he knows. But it's just, we're not doing miracles per se, but we're doing our little miracles of the moment when we get somebody to respond that way.
No, it's really wonderful. I mean, you are the good news of the day, so I just love it.
We try to be.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Dawn Show is going to be right back after this. And this is Vivian that you're seeing. Oh, yes, and you know your name. You are watching The Dawn Show live, and we're talking about these adorable doggies who do so much and really make miracles, little miracles, as David, I think, said. So Michelle Pick is joining us now. She's actually a grief counselor at the UPenn Vet School. And of course, you already know David Fry from hosting the National Dog Show for more than 2 decades and being an animal lover and author of therapy dogs as well. So it's good to have you here.
Great to be here, thank you.
So tell me your story of Vivian and how you came to be her mommy.
Well, it was a pretty amazing story. I was first affiliated with UPenn Vet School and was working on co-teaching a human-animal bond course. And part of that, we actually went out to help socialize some of the prison dogs that are being raised by prisoners through the New Leash on Life USA program. She was actually in their 2nd class. She was pulled from shelter.
Where are you going, Viv? Come on.
Was raised by 2 inmates. They did an amazing job with her.
Which is great for the people who are serving time,
Right.
but also great for dogs who need a home, because we have so
Exactly.
many dogs who are in shelters. Vivian, you said, was 1 day away from her execution.
Yes. She was almost euthanized in the shelter, and New Leash on Life USA came in and rescued her and took her in. And her inmate trainers just really learned all the basics and got her to pass her Canine Good Citizen test right coming out of the prison, which ended up being perfect because I co-direct a therapy dog program with the Ronald McDonald House. It's actually with Penn Vet through the Ronald McDonald House that we do visits once a week. So I was looking for a therapy dog. She was looking for a home and a job, and it just kind of turned out pretty perfect. And now she comes and visits once a week, and it's been a pretty amazing ride to go from prison to therapy dog ambassador with the National Dog Show, and all about these exciting dog show weekends, this year and last. It's been pretty amazing.
So you have a pretty busy schedule. So you're visiting everybody from people who are trying to find their redemption and try to go through the prison system, but you also are dealing with cancer patients and people with disabilities, all different walks of life.
Right, absolutely, all different walks of life, and she's, it's amazing whether it's children, adults. I mean, she always seems to know how to work a room, and really.
Well, she's a sweetie. I just want to thank you. I feel like we never have enough time, especially for a great cause like the one we're talking about today. So I really do hope everybody marks their calendar. Of course, we'll see you co-hosting the National Dog Show. David, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Michelle. We want to thank everybody, the 2 Steves. We want to thank Susan, all the beautiful doggies in the house. I hope you make it a great one, everybody. Have a good one.